11, right through to 14:45. We'll not read it for time's sake. It talks about the Israelites and the dangerous territory they get into, being content to be in the wilderness, getting into a routine, not stepping through into God's promises. Numbers 10, verse 11, 14 to 45, right through. You can read it again if you want to. But the journey that normally takes 11 days from Mount Sinai to Kadesh Barnea, 11-day journey. It took them 40 years in the desert. Kadesh Barnea was meant to be their threshold of promise. I like that one. I highlighted it. Threshold of promise. How many times, church, how many times, person, have you been standing on a threshold of promise? You've been standing there and you know that what's on the other side is a good thing. Now, threshold's a good place. A doorway. In America, they teach kids, if there's an earthquake or if there's you get in below the desk, you get into a doorway. Because it's strong. Structurally, it's strong. It's a place to be, a place of refuge. But a doorway is a bit pointless without something on the other side. And you can imagine now, whenever some newlyweds just married and they go to carry their new spouse through the threshold into their new home, if all they had was a brick wall, what'd you do that for? There's not much of a promise, there's not much of excitement on the other side of the relationship. The first thing you do is throw a face first into a wall. A threshold is a good thing because there's something better on the other side for you. There's something exciting on the other side for you. And God wants us. In fact, I know that right now, the church here, we as a body, are on a threshold of promise. I don't know if everybody here is right at the threshold ready to stand through. That's why I'm bringing this message this morning. We have been moving through one room towards another in our relationship with God. We as a body are moving into a threshold. And on the other side of that is blessing and outpouring and promises of God that will bless us, restore us, and strengthen us in our lives. The thing is, the going through is the bit that we all have to do. We all have to go through, church. We have to go through that threshold. It should be an exciting time. In the desert, their threshold was to a promised land. It's a place where they sent the 12 spies to go in, and they'd held back, and they were detained by God himself. Now, don't get worried if God brings you to a threshold and then says, wait. Okay? Don't get worried if you get all hyped up, all excited. Revival's coming, restoration, the land's going to be changed. God's going to outpour his Spirit, and we're going to see people saved and turn their lives around for God. And then God says, wait. Because waiting's a good thing in God. I've preached this before in here about how the importance of waiting is not the insignificance of whenever you go to the dentist and you're sitting there going, I'm next. Because you know what ahead's isn't good. It's not good things. Okay? What you're going to do is you're going to sit on a racetrack and you're boom, boom, big car with a big engine, and you've got the red light, and you know the red light's going to go to amber, and then the amber light's going to go to green, and the adrenaline's going to get released, and you're going, oh, yes, Lord, let's go. And that's what the waiting is at the threshold. God's getting us all together, people. He's making sure everybody's ready to go in to this land of promise, this time of promise, this time of outpouring. God's got exciting times ahead of us. We can see it coming. We know it's coming. He's promised it to us. And I'm willing to accept his promises. So I'm excited about the threshold.